darkness and the silent wind. He put me under his spell.
Well, hey, good morning to you, kiddos. It's your old grandpa once again here from Crestone, Colorado, in the U.S. of A. out here in planet Earth, you know, our mother of love. With the old sun shining down from above. Though snowy out there this morning. Here, I don't know how it is in your place, but we've had some beautiful sunshine for a few days. Just been rocking and rolling and strumming and strolling and having a good old time, I'll tell you. Well, guys, you know, the changes are upon us, you know, and it's right down to the core level of every human being that lives. You guys ever seen my little coyote? He's the cutest little thing. He's getting a little raggedy and ruggedy for the wear. But take a look at my little coyote. Ain't he a handsome little boy? Yeah, he is, man. Like, I got him down in New Mexico sometime years ago. He's been with me for a long time. That's me and him howling here on your YouTube. Oh. He brings a good energy to the place, you know? And we just keep rocking and rolling. We got all these little emblems and symbols and stones and crystals and stuff kicking around. I hope you got lots of mojo in your place too, because mojo's what makes it happen. You know what I mean? And that's what's making it happen now for all of us, you know, is the mojo, the juice. It's in the atmosphere. It's in the air. It's in your heart. It's in your solar plexus. It's in your tummy. It's in your root chakra. It's in your crown chakra. It's every chakra you gotcha. Then some. I mean, babies, I'm going through a major overhaul right now. You know what I mean? It's soft and it's subtle in a way, but it's real sweet and it's real strong and it's real profound at the same time. Many that are on a sensitive level are really getting it. And some are having trouble adjusting in, trying to figure out what this all means. Well, hell, welcome to the club. It's confusing, man. You know where you've been. You know where you're going. You just don't always know how you're getting there, you know, what vehicle you're taking and so forth, what route you're taking if you got a vehicle, or whether you're just going to have to hitch along with somebody else that's going that way or what, you know. Well, we've been hitching rides on one another for far too long now, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not the attitude of gratitude that we're seeking here, you know what I mean? Each of us has the means to propel ourselves to any station in life we want to be at, and it doesn't take an awful lot of doing. It just takes a little letting go of the anxiety and tension that says you can't, or that you won't, or that you refuse to, or whatever it's frickin' saying inside right now in this moment. Don't listen to it. Just love it. Just love it, you know? You don't have to listen to its nonsense. There's nothing here to fear whatsoever. Just open, let it go. Let it all go. All of your preconceived notions about how things ought to be, about how things are. And recognize that everything in this world is changing. And don't pay too much attention to the daggone brutes in this world. Those that are planning on destroying you and killing you and poisoning the atmosphere and so forth. These efforts, for the most part, are over with. The few little things that remain are just a downstaging of events, not an upstaging. As long as there's 3 people in this world that remain loving, those types of disasters that may have been planned before either become something that's not disastrous, that's plain old miraculous, or they don't happen at all. The nuclear thing, you don't got to worry about it. Because worrying's just going to wear you down and make you weak. So if something does hit you, bam, there you go. You're down and out. Well, babies, we've got sufficient love in us. Those of us that are awake now. To put that love in the atmosphere and keep it rolling. Keep it going. Commune with one another's heart. Just bring it in, babies. Just bring in the love and project it to the skies and the earth. And everything on this planet will become in harmony with everything else, and there will not be hazardous materials in the atmosphere, on the ground, in the soils. We can neutralize the toxic effects all across this planet. It doesn't take much doing. We're so close now. All of us that are in what I would call the heart family, the center family, we're close now. So close that we're like falling in love with one another. We don't understand what this closeness means. It's like a bonding of the heart, and normally in the past, that would mean, hey, you got to partner up, move in together, and raise up a family of our own. What a crock, man. It's not like that anymore, folks. We're moving into a completely different paradigm. It isn't that there isn't one other here that we can love tremendously, that reflects yourself back to you perfectly. There's always a mirror somewhere, baby. Just give it some time. You'll see it soon enough, and then you'll see it in everybody. Because first you see it in yourself. That's what I'm working on. You know, it's like, it's difficult. You know, we've been through lots in the area of relationship, you know, and I've always had several girlfriends most of my life. There's been a few times when I haven't, when I've just settled down with one woman. It doesn't always work too good for me. I know most of you it does, but I'm so doggone different that it doesn't fit. You know, I mean, I'll wear it for a while just like a glove, but after a while it gets tiresome. I take it off. You know, it doesn't fit. You know, if I'm not comfortable in life, I'm not happy. And I got to tell you, even with all of these changes going on, I'm pretty damn comfortable inside right now. You know, it's not that there isn't a little tension and anxiety. That happens. We just keep pouring the love towards it. But inside, I've got that basic thing, and you do too. It says, not only will be peace on this planet, there's peace inside of me now. And I'm going to nurture that little seedling and help it grow till it becomes my whole person, and all I can express are peaceful things, even if I do it angrily. But if you've got that little bit of satisfaction with life, which means you really do appreciate what you've got and where you're at, then you're ready to move on to far stronger places and find these new feelings inside and see where they truthfully lead. I see, like I've told you before, a family reunion of great quantity coming. I see core groups of people getting together at magical little spots all over this earth. I see people moving away from the cities in droves. It won't be long. And I see them not just settling down in country places, but expanding their horizons. I see miraculous things happen. I see new communities forming that are entirely different than what we've had. The old ways are through with us. The infrastructure that supports it, everything. Notice how it's crumbling and decaying anyway. Wouldn't last 100 years if it had to. Not without major effort and bankrupting the whole wide world. I mean, you know, the whole idea of money as a means to foment improvement in this world, out the window. The whole idea of two people getting together and getting a little place and moving off by themselves and, you know, contending with the world from that point of view is over with. I mean, most of us can't tolerate such things right now anyway. You get in a relationship and the steam doesn't last 3 weeks and it's over with. I mean, you know, that's just the nature of it nowadays. You can't get lost in the old way. You know, the only reason you would do that is to see through the illusion of it. And you know, the way things are right now with all this processing going on inside, all of these new dimensions opening up, all of our feelings opening up, it's almost dangerous to move into a relationship right now because you're so doggone volatile. All of us are. So I suggest taking it easy and letting it lead you where it will. That's what I'm doing with my life. I'm not pushing it. I'm not going anywhere in that relationship area until it's clear, clear, clear as a bell. And even then, it's going to be on a spiritual way, in a mystical way. Not going to be any of this old, oh, here's a diamond ring, I really like you a lot, let's get married. Bullshit. We've paid our dues, all of us, but especially us of the older generations that have been through so doggone much. But you youngsters too, you don't need to subject yourselves to this kind of pain and this kind of processing, We got to get past these illusions. We got to give ourselves a little time to get past these illusions that there really is separation between male and female. We have to let this peaceful thing, this little seedling inside, grow to something far more magnificent. And then, and only then, will we be ready then to contend with one another in a loving way. I mean, we're doing it already. Notice inside, the closeness you feel with others. Notice how that makes you feel like, wow, what am I doing in this relationship? I got to get the fuck out of here, It happens. Or maybe it makes you more strongly into it, whatever. But for the most part, you start to feel like you're just not in the right place. Because you can feel more closeness with somebody you've never met than with people you're living with. It's crazy, isn't it? But it's cool as all get out. It's the opening of your awareness. It's the expansion of your heart into the capabilities of seeing and knowing others from a far distance, all the way across the universe one of these days, because if you can see somebody 100 miles away, there's no limit. If you can know somebody without meeting them in person, they live on the other side of the earth, and you can feel them in yourself, and they can feel yourself in them. Hey, you're already together, man. The distance doesn't mean shit. You've already made that family connection. You've bonded. And in that bonding is an acknowledgement of the universality of your heart, your consciousness, and how it is indeed in everything, let alone everyone, but in everything that lives. This is how we're expanding into it, through these feelings of closeness, this great love we have inside for one another. We've been taught and brainwashed, I'm sorry to say, to direct that in relationship sort of ways when we feel it. But that ain't what's happening now. The days of relationship are over. Period. End of story. No question about it. You'll see this in your life. I'm just here warning you. I'm not telling you that's absolute. I'm just saying that's what's happening. Look around you. Look in your own life. That's what's happening. So we're going to rearrange this thing. If we just all split up and run off and live by ourselves, and the women get stuck with the kids and everything, that's not happening. See what chaos that creates. And then you raise up kids that have no basis in life, that really don't understand living. It takes them a long time to catch on, go through a lot of hurt and pain. Don't need that stuff. We need to raise our kids in a loving environment where parents aren't the only ones they contend with. We're going back to tribal ways. We're going back to realizing and practicing our sensual nature with one another. That's the nature of this closeness that you're feeling right now with several beings around this world, and ones that are close to you too, perhaps. All over the place. It's happening. You're getting recognitions all over. And, of course, that fuels the old romantic fires. You just have to kind of contend with that. Same way I do. I fall in love every 35 minutes. There's a few people here on this earth that I feel so strongly bonded to. I feel like I'm a polygamist, bigamist, whatever you want to call it already. And I'm not sleeping with anyone. Yet I'm sleeping with everyone. Because we're all in each other's hearts. You understand? We're that close. So as we, abandon our cities and move into these little community families, let's call them, and it'll happen just like second nature to you. Don't worry about forcing Let it come to you. Follow your own inclinations. They'll get stronger and stronger until it's really clear. And that's what you wait for, is clarity. And with this blue-green wave that's coming in, with its glittery golden energy too, there's going to be amazing clarity here, I would imagine, in the next few days, the next few weeks. I don't like to predict time frames, but I just know it's happening, and it's happening now. So hang on to your green jeans. We're going there. We're getting to that peaceful place where everybody gets on the same page. The turmoil you feel right now is the upsetting of the apple cart inside, because nothing that we've ever taken as a reality in this life is going to stick with us. Nothing we use as a behavior, even something as simple as going to the restroom. These things all are changing. The physical reality, the emotional reality, the spiritual reality, the monetary reality, the industrial reality, the tribal reality, whatever you're into, and all of these, for the most part, going down the drain. But as they do, new energies, new behaviors rise up to take their place. Right now, you're kind of in a static place where you don't feel that necessarily coming. You've been tricked into a little place of paranoia, fear. Be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. Of what? Of positive change? Of becoming who you really are and allowing yourself to actually live in love? What the heck is wrong with that? Without having to channel it through personal channels. Without having to contend with a war in order to be loved and be loving. That's been the price all of us have had to pay in this reality, one way or another. That's how little we've gotten along with one another. And intimacy doesn't cure it. In fact, makes it worse after a while. It exaggerates things. You're too damn close. You're smelling each other's armpits way too often, let alone your farts, man, you know. And you get disgusted. You get irritable. You can't stand the sight of each other, even though there's still this tremendous love that's bond. Isn't that weird? But that's what's telling you. It says, don't give up on the love. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But don't do this to yourselves anymore. You don't have to. You can live in a far less contentious place. But the first rule of living, take care of yourself, baby. Inside. Rock. Get it together here. And like me and my buddy were saying yesterday when we conversed, oh, I hope I can post that conversation. It was precious. Got to run it by him first. But anyway, as long as we can keep expanding into that, it brings us together inside. You're going to lose the polarity. It's merging now. You can feel it. Feel it in your center. The center of your whole being, man. It's coming together. The thing that you thought would kill you is going to cure you by giving it up and coming back into its own heart inside of you. The contentious side is dying away. That's why it's a little bitter. That's why it'll latch on to any fear it can fucking find. That's what it wants to do. It wants to cling to the past. Cling to the cliff and don't let the angels carry you, man. Cling to the drama. You know, oh, man. It's time we're done with living like this. I think we pretty much are, friends. I really do. Babies in arms. All of us gathered in each other's arms, really, you know. We know how to love in ways that aren't disrespectful. We know how to love in ways that bring not only a peaceful existence, but an expansive love that fuels creative growth, which makes far more sense than economic growth or population growth as we've known it. Even that's changing. The way we have babies. Out the window as we move towards ascension. Now that one's going to take a little longer because we still got a few things to learn there. But for the most part, we're done with the painful birthing process. Things are going to happen far more naturally. But just go inside of your heart. If you want to live and see this world and help create it inside of yourself. See that you're already working on it. Just get in that communicative way, watching your third eye, feeling the energy in your hands, and dream it, live it. Just ask spirits. If you can't do it yourself, if you can't come to, say, spirits, help me see this world we're moving into. I know it's going to blow my mind, but I'm ready to expand enough to see it. I'm willing to live it if you will but help me get there and see what it is, so I can more readily move into it. Work with your spirit guides, those that are with you, the angels that are with you. Acknowledge them, even if you don't see them, if you don't feel their presence. Do it anyway, because you see the effect of it in your life. That much you know. Your bacon's been saved so damn many times, you can't even begin to count them. Even if you've lived the tamest life on earth, we all live in hazardous places. And we all have angels that help us out and usually guide us and direct us. And if we're not listening, pick us up and kick our butt across the border until we get it. That's how good of friends they are. They're brothers and sisters of the heart, made of the same stuff we are. Human angels. God, ain't it nice to be feeling this dense old flesh, feeling it lighten up, feeling the changes inside, how the heart, the expansive heart, is taking care of many of your physical and emotional problems. And those of you that are so far gone, you think you're Lucifer, or you think you're Jesus or Mary or Joan of Arc or whatever, and you're kind of obsessed about all that, and your ego's rising up and trying to make you into that person instead of the person you are right now. Don't you worry. You're going to get amazing clarity. The ones, as this wave comes in, the ones that have been the most tormented, and that's who I'm talking to. Those that got 1,000 frickin' demons attached to them, kind of, I mean, you can look at it that way. I hate to use Christian terminology because it so colors things. Now you're starting to think of it in terms of Christ and the devil, and it ain't that. These are invaders, occupiers of many different sorts that have been allowed to occupy our reality here and actually live and control us to certain degrees all the way through. And that's what you're contending with when you're going through things like that. Let alone when the bottom falls out from under you and you start to feel the fear. That's what you're contending with. Control agents. Trying to get you to fall back in the old habits of fear, worry, planning, designing, or give up, powerlessness, fall back, commit suicide, whatever. Don't listen to this shit. Love yourself enough to allow yourself to see beyond it. It's gritty, but the grit's about gone, babies. Pick it out of your teeth and let it be done with. Come home to the center of your very own heart. And I promise you, every avenue in your life will straighten itself out accordingly, no matter what it is. Babies, we're on it, like flies on cow dung.